Righto, welcome to Lofty 88.9 Adelaide Hills Community Radio Station. We got Beck Northcott still in the house. She's dominating. Rob Sherwood. Ready, Rob?
Yeah, ready, mate.
Simon Hulme, thanks for joining us. Ironbank Football Club. Pistols is just having a chat to Simon. And Goldie here. And if you've got any questions for Simon or anyone, send them through and we'll be... Yeah, it's my usual pre-match work. Okay, and I'll just quickly run around here. 3, 2, 1. There we are. It's like I've been sitting here the whole time.
Magic. The magic of radio.
And, alright, now, so far we've had unbelievable stuff here. Beck Northcott, she's still here, which is great.
It's no dull show. It came for 20
I thought
minutes.
you would have thrown me out by now.
We've got a home to go to.
Yeah. So,
We had Molly Spalding talking rally motorsport, Chris Spider Kendall talking all things neighbours, and now we move on to a very special guest, Rob and Pistols. And Rob, I think you can introduce this great man.
It's your man.
well,
Hang on, Pistols, just... Are you right, Rob?
you're
You've got
right.
two mics there?
Two in
Set the
between.
scene, Rob.
Okay, having known this young fella since, I reckon 2008.
Yeah, you were manager.
Through the team manager, junior grades through Ironbank. Having watched most of his games probably along the way. An Ironbank stalwart, played his 200th game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, against Mackie.
Against Mackie, had a good win. So it's just a great opportunity to get Simon Hulme in here, alias Simo, to everyone. Good to see you got your clothes on tonight too, mate.
Yeah.
We'll go into that a bit later. But yeah, so
Good setting the scene.
yeah, good to have the epitome of what I call a very good country footballer. So and what a community club's all about, and sets a high standard, and he's a good family man now. So Simon, welcome to the Huddle.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'll get everyone to chalk up for the next half hour or so on the live stream. Thanks very much as well. All right.
Simon, good to see you. That's the longest introduction we've had in a while.
This is your life.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Until take care of.
If you're not too worried about us being too close to you.
No, that's all right. I'm used to it.
So just tell us where your football journey started, mate.
It was 2003. I started playing footy for Ironbank after I was playing soccer at Stirling East since I was 6, and then I think because we didn't have under 13s in soccer anymore, Ronnie Axford started poaching all us to come play up at Ironbank, and then that's pretty much where it's been there from then on.
So as Rob said, you went through all the grades.
Yeah, just so under 12s, and then 14s, 14s to seniors. Yeah.
And A grade footy, did you go straight from Colts into, or you had just sort of served your apprenticeship in the reserves?
No, pretty much 2009. I think I only played a couple of resi games, and then since then, I think I've only played about 8, and then the rest have been A grade.
So first A grade coach?
Gary Gamble.
Strop.
Strop. Yeah, he gave me my first run, and he was there for 3 years. And we
Played finals, didn't it?
Yeah, well, one final. Yeah, we lost by 5 points, I think, to Torrens Valley, and then it was pretty.
Should have won it.
Should have won it. 100% should have won it, and then it wasn't much success after that until we finally went to Div 2.
So best coach you've had? I've obviously had an influence on you, but best coach.
Probably Noodles at the moment.
Yeah.
But they've
Elijah
all.
Ware, yeah.
Yeah, Elijah Ware. Sorry, but they've all had their moments. Really, I haven't had a bad coach. But got to give it to Strop first as well, because he gave me my first run at it.
Simon,
Hang on, this might be a difficult question. Best coach, worst manager?
He's probably sitting there. No.
who have you, when Ron Axford came along to Stirling East Primary, who are the other guys that came along with you on the journey and ultimately some of that premiership success?
Oh, probably.
Or not premiership success. Who came along the
Because
journey?
you used to train at Stirling East, didn't you?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they trained at the same time, and then we'd come from soccer, and we'd go watch them train. But it was only really Tags or Jared Tagliaferri that came over with me.
Yep.
But then there was like Langers or Nick Langman, and then the Axford boys, and there was heaps went to Stirling East, and then that was pretty much it. So Tags has been the only one that's sort of joined me with that whole journey.
Okay.
What?
Oh no, you just chip in when.
Yeah, sorry.
no, that's right.
I'm just taking it in.
No, that's right. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
One club player too, Beck.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, loyalty, we respect that.
So, obviously being a sport guy, rover, etc., but your favourite position? Or did you
Oh, definitely
ruck
on
when you're in under 12s?
Yeah. I might have won a few ruck taps over the journey, but nah, definitely on ball, and then just push forward.
Yeah.
And this year you're mainly playing.
Yeah, pretty much on ball and up forward. I don't really like the back line; it's too hard. You got to follow someone.
Okay.
Now, what's so great about this story is obviously the 200 game milestone, Simo, getting it, and well done to that. But
Thank
also, it was a real bit of a struggle to get there because, well, we're actually lucky to have you here, literally in the studio, joining us live. If you just want to tell our listeners and viewers about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
you won the premiership.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
won the flag.
2020 flag.
2020
So
flag.
that was a highlight.
that was
amazing.
good, especially 2020 being the COVID year. It was
Yeah.
a really interesting year.
Yeah.
Wasn't even going to play footy because I just didn't think we were going to start, so I just stopped thinking about footy, and then I was like, oh, we're only playing 9 games, can't say no to that. So yeah, won the flag, went on our footy trip to Wallaroo, and then got to enjoy the whole trip, which was good. But yeah, on the way home we stopped at a pub, and next minute I was in a ambulance. Just woke up in the ambulance and on the way to the Lyme McEwen of all places, which is quite an interesting hospital in itself.
How scary must that have been for your teammates, everyone on the camp?
Yeah.
You said you enjoyed yourself. Oh, yeah, he has enjoyed himself. But
Yeah.
not realising how the serious nature of it.
Nah,
which
that
was.
Yeah, well, it ended up being a brain tumour, which was pretty hectic. Especially when you find that out after been drinking for 3 days straight.
Yes.
Kind of like, oh,
And
shit.
Reece Van Paradon went
Reece
down
was
once
with
with
the
him.
ambulance with me, yeah, so that was good. Until Steph could come down. And then that was an issue in itself because of those times you could only have one visitor come into the hospital.
Yeah.
So she had to basically lie to get in, and then even nearly got kicked out herself just coming into the hospital.
Yeah.
Right, you got some info there?
Yeah, so you ended up with a 2 by 2 centimetre
Yeah,
tumour.
Yeah.
Which is big.
Yeah, pretty big, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
And then it was on the left hand side of your head.
Yeah, right up the top here.
Yeah, and in the part of the brain which, what's this word, Pistols? Comprehension.
Comprehension.
Yeah, so it affects the comprehension and all that.
Yeah.
So in a delicate spot.
Yeah. That's probably why I can never say big words.
And
Anyway.
That's all right.
Were you having trouble saying big words at the time? Because, as you said, you're
I could be, but I'll be
complex language.
Yeah. That was just me not being able to talk very well. So who knows?
And then we've been told that to make sure that it wasn't compromised, the tumour that is, you actually had it removed while you were awake.
Yeah,
That would have been
that was
really
different.
scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
Not really, because I just knew that it would be out. So it was obviously when you first hear it, you're like, how the hell do you do that when you're awake?
Yeah.
But when it kind of was all happening, I didn't.
Was it like a grating, grinding?
No, it just sounded like. It's like
Well, you know, you see Milton the Monster and that.
Yeah, get the sword, I do the round top, I lift the head off.
Not
Well, it might
horribly.
be like that. You can't. Well, I can't
You
see.
can't
nothing.
see it.
I'm just
No.
like sitting like that. But
So, what aspect, how did they go into your brain? The side of your head or on top? Or?
yeah, well, as far as I know, so I was asleep when they cut your skull. So
Yeah.
I didn't know anything that
Yeah.
happened. But yeah, I was just sort of propped sideways.
What's for tea tonight?
Yeah.
Goodness
And
me.
the best way to
Right.
explain it is like probably being at the dentist, but it's like not as invasive.
No.
It's not in your mouth, but you
Yeah.
know that like
Yeah,
You
sure.
feel, you hear it.
noise and that.
You hear
Yeah, you hear it. You hear whatever was going on. And
So, wait, did you have any local or something to numb it?
no, well,
But you were awake and you could feel it,
yeah,
but
so
not feel it.
you can't. Well, on your brain, there's nothing. There's like no. Even that's weird, but you
Rob
know,
got told that all the time.
yeah, because they localised your skull, but once they pop
Yeah.
that open, it doesn't really matter what they do because
Oh.
you don't feel that. You just feel like they're pulling your hair a bit. Yeah, that was yeah.
How long was the operation for?
I think I was in there for 3 hours, 4 hours. I can't really remember.
It was called an awake craniotomy.
That's the one.
Very good.
Well done,
Rob.
Rob.
No, you got the big
You've
words.
been reading a dictionary, Rob. haven't you?
What else you got there, Rob?
Spell it. CR.
Continuing on
How
the
come you can read that but you can't read the addresses on the letters?
Oh, can I say the doctor's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
It was performed by Dr. Santosh Punusi.
Panus, yeah.
Panusi.
Well done, Rob.
That was a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
He did a wonderful job.
Hey, did they give you some sort of, before a warning sign before you went in for the operation that, like if couldn't, there could be repercussions you might be able to talk
Yeah.
or speak or...
So that's why they did it awake, because it was so close to whatever that word is, yeah.
Rob?
Yeah, what's that word, Rob?
Yeah.
Cranio...
Hello, Rob.
the
Hello.
Yeah.
The cranio...
The doctor?
I'm reading it.
It's like the Warwick region or
That's
something.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
That.
Oh, that's it. All right.
So yeah, I had to do like heaps of testing before.
Oh, okay.
So I had to sit in an MRI for an hour, and basically they would like read words, and I'd say them back, do all these actions, so they know like where the map of every part of your brain goes.
Oh, okay.
And then on the actual day, I had to, when they were doing the operation, like pulling it out, I had to say the list of words, and if anything went a bit funny, they would stop. So if like I said a word like dog, but I couldn't pronounce the word, they would have just stopped and been like, "Oh, we've hit something." So
Lucky they didn't give you cranio... whatever
yeah.
that's a word. So,
Craniotomy.
so
Craniotomy.
what about post-operation? How'd that go with them? The check that
Yeah.
everything was okay?
Yeah, no,
Same
that's
sort of
sweet.
deal?
Same deal. So just had to go see a doctor again and do the exact same testing I did before.
See, and you were saying, I think when we chatted on the phone after your 200s, that was that stemming from when you were born? So
Yeah,
that's
what they think. They reckon that my brain just mapped itself around it.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
but I wouldn't have known because it's
So you didn't get headaches before
no,
or nothing?
So no problems at all? What?
Nah, well, nothing.
Had you been hit in the head playing soccer or footy
No.
previously? Or?
No, well, heaps of hits. Been hit in the head a lot of times in footy, but no problems with that. But yeah, they were just with the language stuff, because it was, if I've noticed now that with some big words I can't pronounce them.
Well, Jeffrey has that problem.
Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean
No,
anything.
that's
So,
right.
mate, so and,
But that
okay.
might have been one of the things. I don't know.
So then the nerve-wracking time came after, I suppose, when they took a biopsy
Yeah, that was
to
shocking.
see whether
Yeah.
it was cancerous or.
That wasn't much fun
Yeah.
because we were told one thing, because they can't really tell until they get it out. So I was told it was a certain type, which isn't great, but then it ended up being something that didn't matter. They just said it was.
And what was
benign.
that? What was that like?
Yeah.
All the
Oh.
roller coaster emotions.
That was pretty intense. That was awesome. Like,
What's your? How do you look at life now?
Yeah, you
obviously
just-
you've got a young family as well.
yeah,
and,
you definitely don't sweat the small stuff like what people say. You just try and just get on with it. Like, you're gonna have problems, but someone always worse. Like something to
Just roll with it.
Has it created some interesting side effects for you? Like,
Nah.
well,
nothing.
anyone who sits around and eats frozen peas has got to be a bit strange.
that's true.
Yeah, but that was happening
Is
since
that
I
on the
was
way
born.
to Bunnings or? I was at Bunnings this Saturday.
Were you?
Yeah.
So you like frozen
Yep.
I
peas?
love
And you love
Bunnings.
Bunnings.
And I love Bunnings.
Do you ask for peas on the
Sausage?
Sausage?
Nah. They should do that though.
And your little girl Daisy was born, when was she born? On the 11th of September.
Yeah.
9/11,
9/11.
2018.
Yeah.
And she likes Bunnings.
She loves Bunnings every Saturday.
So-
that's
And
that's
frozen
ritual.
peas?
And-
Yeah.
yeah, she eats
Does
it.
she, You know
Yeah.
how you see people wheeling their dog around in the thing? So you pop Daisy in the...
Nah, she
She walks.
just runs.
Runs.
No, I'd lose her.
Do you take the dog?
No.
You don't?
No. Oh, we don't. Well, we don't have a dog anymore.
Oh,
We did have a dog.
yeah, I know.
But no, we didn't
Do
take
you,
him.
do you find you become more conscious of things, Simon? I mean, like, and you prepare for things like, say, if you know you're going to turn off a freeway in a certain lane, that you'll get into the lane about 5 minutes before,
beforehand,
just to make sure you're in there and
You
well
talk about
prepared.
step,
Or,
haven't you?
is that right?
I do prepare. I just stay in the lane hours before I need to
Yeah,
get over there. Yeah.
just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Does that
You never know.
irritate your lovely lady, Steph?
I think so.
Yeah?
That's probably why it's been brought up.
I'm just wondering.
Well, if I'm driving, I drive how I want to drive.
Yeah,
so
that's
if-
all right.
yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Ultra safe.
What
Yeah.
irritates you? Stupid questions.
Getting told how to drive.
Yeah.
Hey, so in recent times, and it's great you've been able to return to the game of,
Yeah.
that you love of footy, and obviously you become iconic. To use that word around the ground, around the helmet, forward wearing the helmet. Troy Parker bowler style. So, and also you've gone a step further because you came into the club colours, the green and gold.
Yeah. I
So,
thought if I'm going to
yeah.
wear one, I may as well jazz it up a bit. And
Yeah.
get the club colours.
now our man Troy Parker, the other week he actually forgot it.
Yeah, right.
He actually played a game, and we actually found it hard to pick him up on the court wall because we're so used to the helmet. Is that him? So, have you ever had anything like that? You've had to stop halfway to the football and go back and get it, or it's the first thing you've had?
I think once. It's always in my bag, but when we go to run out, I'm like, oh shit, not wearing it. But someone will pull you up on it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just a thing you become used to? Do you have to wear it in case to protect that spot?
Yeah, well, I
Or
don't
it's
know.
just something you become used to, and
I think
it's you, it's your
It's
trademark.
me now, yeah. But I think at the start, the doctor was like, wear it, because you could have a seizure.
Yeah.
But I think now I probably could get away with it, but it's just, you just wear it now. Like,
So, is it a prospect
You want to chip in?
sign that?
No,
you could have a
You
seizure?
know, yeah.
oh,
Whatever
I
you want,
shouldn't,
just chip in.
No, but it's just what he said.
Have you ever worn a helmet?
No, I just wear my hairstyles, you know. I talk to wear my hair on the side, you know.
What do you go for? The you don't go for the
bun-
braids, the
little
buns.
The little
Yeah,
buns.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
Princess Leia look.
protection.
Yeah. Yeah, I can bump people.
Hey, listen, the Ironbank Footy Club. Obviously, the facilities have been upgraded lately. The shed's been
Yep.
done
Yeah,
up and everything. And just tell us a bit about the Ironbank Footy Club, because a lot of people say, well, there's no town at Ironbank, but the footy's the community, and they've such a great following. And on a Saturday home game, it's like, where do all these people come from?
Yeah,
Just as you said before, it just epitomises community football, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's hard. Like you said, there's no town, there's no pub. Well, there's town, sorry. There's nothing in there apart from the Cherry Gardens Hall. And I don't even know many people that go there, but apart from probably the people in Cherry Gardens. But yeah, we've all just, once you sort of come, you just get it. Like everyone's just mates. Like we've had heaps of recruits come and stay over the years, or just young lads come up. Not a lot of people seem to come and then leave. Or they'll leave and they'll come back. I don't know. It's just something about it. Maybe they get trapped.
Trapped.
Can't
Can't get out of the
Can't
town.
get out of it. Nah.
You're on the Huddle Reformed 88.9 FM, and also, live simulcast.
Live sim, yeah.
Trust you
I
enjoy.
better check that, Pistols. Can you
Said
just,
that's still going.
can we move everyone around just slightly?
Let you out, Benny.
Got any questions, Beck, while we just move everyone around? About Ironbank or Simon? Just go on.
Do you ever worry about your head when you're playing now? Like, do you think about it?
Nah. Not
Yeah.
playing. Nah.
Yeah, because like I've done an ACL when people say like, do you think about your knee? Obviously not as
Yeah.
serious as a head injury, but I
Yeah.
find as soon as you get out there, you just don't think about it.
Nah. You don't even. It's the last thing on your mind, really.
Yeah.
I think I've been hit that many times in the head now. It doesn't really
Yeah.
faze me anymore. So
Like you, getting back to, you played a lot of Div 1 footy
yeah.
when the club would get beat week in, week out.
Mm.
And then I mean, forget what year it was, about 2017.
17 we went down.
So the whole group of you kids basically come through from under 14s,
Yeah.
won a flag.
Yep.
Next year won an under 17s flag.
Yep.
And then progressed into most of you into A grade.
Yeah.
And the majority of you are still there.
Yep.
Still playing together as mates. So the shift, I suppose, what was the feeling like when all of a sudden, and I remember the year we went up to Div 2 and all the club was in turmoil.
Yeah.
From a player's point of view, an A grader, did you have the belief that it was the right move to go back to Div 2, and I know we lost our first 5 games.
Yeah.
So everybody was getting into me, saying, "What have we done?" But then all of a sudden, we had a new coach who was great, Scotty Wendelborn.
Yeah.
And then it's the old adage: if you win, people will come, and then it just started from there.
Yeah.
So from your point as a player, from getting flogged, not week in, week out, but most weeks, to being in a situation where you started winning every week, and would you go out expecting to win rather than hoping, or?
Yeah, well, once we started to, like you said, we didn't start well at all, losing the first 5 or whatever it was, but we knew we had a good group of players. Even when we were in Div 1, we knew we can play footy. We just could never do it well enough for Div 1. And then obviously, just once we started getting our mojo going and a bit more success, you could just see, like, even at the club, it was just a happier place to be, because nothing worse than losing by a 15 goal and then getting, not abused, but like some of the oldies will have a few drinks. They like to tell you how they play.
Hey, Simon, got a few comments here.
Yeah.
Greg Brown,
Yeah.
he says, "You're one strong lad, glad you're able to still play football." Jack Hulme, is that your brother?
That's
Jack?
my cousin.
He
Jack.
says, "Still struggles with the word dog."
That's all right, I'll get into it.
Hey, just for me, I noticed, I think, so your part is Steph, is it?
Yeah.
Just your family life, just how, family and what that means to you?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I obviously became a dad 3 years ago and was married 6 years before. Oh, sorry, 6 years ago. When Daisy was born, that's probably one of the best things that I've ever experienced in my life. And she looks exactly like me too, so that's a poor girl. But yeah, she is. And
Has she run down a footy with the helmet on? Or?
yeah, she probably will one day.
Was she there for your 200s?
She was there. She ran out with me. That was pretty special. That's something I'll never forget. But yeah, she's awesome, and so Steph. Like what we've been through in the last 2 years, or 3 years, 3 years. What Steph was there for me was that was
Awesome.
Awesome.
Now, you live down Happy Valley,
I do, yes, yeah.
so not that far to commute, I suppose.
Nah, not
But
to Ironbank.
any thoughts of settling up with the Vikings, or
Nah.
they've made overtures to you? Or, no?
Never the Vikings. If I went anywhere, it would be Hallett Cove. That's where my cousin plays for.
The Cobras.
Yeah, the Cobras.
Righto. Hey, I can ask you this because you've experienced it, as Rob, you alluded to the fact of, Ironbank made the finals a few times and actually won a couple of flags at Junior Rex in Div 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
You go back to Div 2. Where do you see Ironbank as a football club? Div 1, Div 2? You go back and have success and you can't beat winning premierships, whatever division they're in.
Yeah.
And, in all due respect, you couldn't see Ironbank winning a flag in Division 1. That's, you compare the likes of a Hardorf and, just, as you said, the area, right?
Yeah.
And the strength, the setup of the club. So where's the niche for Ironbank Football Club in the Elks Football League?
I think it is Div 2. Mainly because of the junior situation as well. Because we're joint with Raiders in the under 18s. If we go to Div 1, then we lose, because not one of them will go to Raiders, one will go to Ironbank.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that really helps, because like we did, we all came up as juniors together.
Of course.
And then that formed what we have now.
Nucleus,
and I just don't. But yeah, I never know.
It's a bit disappointing because when you were growing up and playing junior football and then the reserves and then A grade, and you had the traditional 4 or even 5 games on the day,
Yeah.
and then there are times in the last couple of seasons, a particular issue with COVID and stuff. Like there was a game, I think, against Torrance Valley, had one game.
We had
Good
to play
day.
A grade. It was
Yeah,
the
because-
most weirdest feeling I've ever.
No one before.
Yeah.
So
Feel
for
bad
the
for
club,
them,
you know, the gate's there, you don't sell as many pies, you don't sell as many beers, or you probably do.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's just, it's
That's,
different, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the hard thing. So where do you get the money to
Maintain.
maintain?
And where do you find the balance as a league? Because there's obviously going to be little clubs who struggle, as you said, the Torrance Valleys. And,
Yeah.
And as you said, the
Macclesfield,
situation of Ironbank, and also you've had this year
Huddle.
where it's a couple of games you've had the Colts in front of you,
Yeah.
the 18s, and then they're at Bridgewater. And
Yeah, well, I hardly ever see him play. Like, I used to be able to.
is that
go-
good for the club, so they don't get to be part of the mainstream of the club?
Probably not, because then,
No, but-
then they don't come watch us play. Well, some will, but
Yeah.
it's. I remember going from whatever time we start in the morning till late at night. When I was a
Be
junior.
there all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
the
there
club,
all
yeah.
day, yeah, just
Yeah.
mucking around all day or whatever. And
It's, but I suppose, as you said, the benefit in the long run is those kids are getting a game of footy.
yeah, that's good.
So,
A few more comments here. Sheridan Presley.
Hey, darling.
She's
don't
loving
forget
it.
the milk, Rob.
Don't forget, no. She says, well done, Simon. Jack Holm says, love you, Simon. A lot of love here. And
Thanks, Jack.
is
Love
it
you too.
Max? Yeah,
Max,
Max
yeah.
Holm. He's got a king icon.
Oh, good. That's my cousin. He's the better one. No, you're right, Jack.
That's why they've got their little icons there with their helmet.
Yeah, I know. That'd be good.
Hey, as we do when we have special guests on from particular clubs, we just like to delve into the what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
There'd be big mirrors now at the Thunder Park, wouldn't it?
they
With
would
the
be
new,
so
new
the tin shed is
chuck-
gone. So
Yeah.
who is the Julio? Who's the mirror man? Who hogs the mirror? Who's got to look really nice?
Yeah, Jesus,
on?
interesting.
This is the easy one. Chase Willie.
Oh,
Really?
yes.
Yeah,
Ah.
loves it. I've even seen gym photos come up on our
Wow.
chat quite often. So, and maybe Josh Vandermeer, because big
Ah,
full
yeah.
forward, got to look good.
Is that the game plan?
What?
Kick it to me, Vandermeer?
Yeah, has been recently.
How many more? He needs 9, doesn't he? Is that right? For
Yeah.
100, I think.
Yeah, well, you needed 17 or something on
Yeah.
the weekend, so
Got 9 or 8 something.
It's interesting when you delve back the history of the Ironbank Footy Club, which you might be aware of. They've
Yeah.
had blokes
Hang on.
that-
What year did it start?
1986.
There we go.
Yep.
No
But it doesn't
suspense.
say that on our Guernsey though.
No, that's-
Fix that up.
Anyway, as I was saying, in the history of the Ironbank Football Club, the amount of guys who've actually kicked 100 goals in the season, because King Wells did it a few occasions.
Yep.
Brad Smith might have perhaps or got close to it.
He got close, I think.
I've always had, Ladsy, that's up there. He
Yeah,
got
it was a
close.
boom recruit they got, remember, from full
Ladsy?
forward. No, not Ladsy.
The chief.
Came from Adelaide Footy League and played full forward, and I don't think he kicked 10 goals for the year.
Batto.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then he went to Strathaven and
Yeah.
won the Mile Medal and
Yeah.
the Premiership.
unbelievable.
You set him up. You set him up.
He said he
That was
was.
under Strop.
Yeah,
Did you play with the Chief?
I did play with the Chiefs.
That was the chief.
Oh,
Different cat.
very different.
Male medalist, of course.
Probably one of the best players I've ever played with or ever seen. He was a freak.
That was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah.
Apart from the chief, give us your top 3. We'll make it easy so you don't have to pick one. Give us your top. We'll make it top 4. The chief said one already.
From Ironbank.
The other 3 top footballers from Ironbank you've played
From
with.
Ironbank. I'll throw Skip in there, Will Mirrodon,
Yeah.
just because he's been there forever and he is very handy. Daniel Motlop,
Yeah.
a gun.
Yeah.
I've never him and the Chief. I've never seen anything like that, especially Moddy. Like on his day, he
Yeah.
had a set shot from the coach's box.
Yeah, he kicked one
And
from
kicked
centre
it.
half back, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
At Ironbank.
Well, it's Ironbank, though.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But it still went over.
Yeah,
the
it's
top.
still no the top of the
It's
goals,
not-
mate.
It's not the summer.
It still went on to Morgan Road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Go get that boy.
It was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. But
That one.
who would the last one be? That's hard.
Who's the guy that came from Port Power?
Hitchy.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good too.
When he played, when
Yeah.
he turned up.
Yeah.
What about homegrown talent?
Homegrown. Well, I've got Skip.
Yeah. One more.
Here we go.
While you're thinking,
You
one,
don't have-
one of your good mates has come up through the ranks with you, and he actually played his 200th the other week as well, and he tells me he goes pretty well. Of course, we're talking about
Morgie.
Christopher
Yeah,
Morgan.
yeah, Morgie, yeah.
Morgie be up there?
He's up there. He's up there.
Bit of hesitation.
I was going to say,
Manageable.
well, he talks to me, he's actually at the top, he's not up there, he's actually looking down.
I'll go Tags.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give it to Tags because he's been there with me the whole time. So we'll go
Is
Tags.
he back next year?
Nah,
He's going to play? Is he
Nah.
still in England?
No, he's
He's
on.
back here?
He's on. He's playing at Adelaide Uni on
Oh.
C grade with Todd.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Todd
Todd
Fife.
Fife. He was another
He was a
absolute
gun.
gun too. Yeah.
yeah.
When you've celebrated a big win for the Thunderers, you're out and about, and who's the bloke who always slips away or you can't get him to buy a round? He's got the short pockets.
Sully?
Nah, Sally's always around. I'll actually say Chris Schneider when he was playing.
Oh,
Schneider man.
Yeah.
Short pockets?
Yeah, he would just disappear. He will hate that I said that, but a few boys will know that's true. So I'm just going to go with it.
No.
who's been the biggest pest of a teammate over your journey?
Oh wow, was it Chris Schneider?
He's confident.
Tags. Who else would we get? Sully's up there. He's not a pest. He's just different.
Yeah, he's still a cat.
Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. That's probably it.
And you got a pennant says, well, I've actually seen it. First time in under 18. Remember Big Uraba? They hadn't lost a game all year.
When was this?
In 2008, I reckon.
When we won the flag.
Yeah, won the flag.
Yeah,
Under 18s.
yeah.
Benny was coaching.
Yeah.
Benny Dunbar.
Yeah.
Some little bloke couldn't stop taking his clothes off.
Oh,
He loves taking his clothes off. I can understand why
serial
Steph. I
news.
can understand why
Used
Steph
to
wanted to
take
get
that.
involved. And Sherry was beside herself.
Yeah, it was a bit of a.
Do you have Iron Man nights? You know, like playing on the word there. You know, like
Oh,
at Huddle,
mate.
they have a.
Ladies' night.
Ladies'
Yeah,
night.
ladies'
Yeah,
night, yeah,
we did
yeah.
have a
You
few
get the
of them.
oil out and
We did have a few of them.
Yeah.
I tried to keep my clothes on most of the time then. But yeah,
Wow.
definitely younger
What about
days.
17 and that when they won the flag and 20?
Yeah,
Did you keep them on?
I don't think I ever kept my clothes on when I was under 18s,
Say.
to be honest.
Hey, that's pretty big, winning under 18. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's no,
Yeah, and we're sitting there and they're all smashed and they're all 15, 16. Ronnie Axford. Oh, is this right? They shouldn't be doing this, should they?
Oh yeah,
They did one flag under 18s. That's pretty. That's
that
cool.
was-
the big was
that was good.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Who was that against?
We beat your Adler.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a great game.
So, as you
Peter
mentioned,
Sutton.
coaches Strop, but they've all obviously had an influence on you as you come up. As you said, the great man Benny Dunbar. or-
Yeah, Benny was huge. Loved having Benny. Well, he made me captain the year we won the flag, so I've got to thank him for that.
Is that because you're the only player Benny could look in the eye?
Oh,
That's why it was a bit
that's
like
low,
that. Yeah.
mate. That's low.
Yeah. I actually remember him asking me, he's like, about something like the vice captain, and I was like, oh, you could have Langers, and he's like, nah. I was like, yeah.
How history goes.
Yeah.
Just went down the whole list.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
Right, hey, now, moving into finals.
Hang on, one more question.
We'll get your tips, mate.
I think this is Chris Laddams here. He says,
Yep.
ask him, is his pet cat still alive? And then he says he loves you, Hulme. P.S. Sherry, breathe in, mate. Yeah.
He's saying I'm fat.
That would be.
That's all right.
That would be from the weekend. My cat decided to latch onto pretty much my eyeball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just before footy. So no, he's not alive. No.
You must look incredible sometimes when you're running out the footy. You got the helmet on, you got the eye patch.
Yeah, I know. It's
Someone
good.
actually asked me to ask you,
Oh,
sorry boys,
yeah.
how you got the scar on your bottom.
That'd be Dad, wouldn't it? Sat in a razor blade.
Ooh,
Yeah. When I was 2.
Ah,
that would have hurt.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember, but yeah, sure it did.
wow,
So-
mate, you've been in the war.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, most memorable moments, you said obviously the 2020 Premiership. Just take us through that? That was down at Callington, wasn't it?
Kersbrook.
That was 18.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, Birdwood.
Birdwood.
Sorry, good
Birdwood.
segue.
Hey,
Sorry.
with that Kersbrook.
Yeah, so it's a rematch this week.
It is. And it's
No flag on the end. It's
no,
to continue on
it's
to the
to
flag.
continue on, so it's probably just as big, really, in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome day. We were down by 20 points at half time. Needles basically said, we can't play any worse than that. And the rest is history, I guess. And we just started to get our shit together, and away we went.
Now, what's been the message the last few weeks? Because you've had a bit of the staggers up, haven't you?
We
last
have.
few weeks. So you actually, one stage were bidding there for the minor premiership, and now you've actually finished up fourth.
Yeah.
A few games went against you, but the percentage was still up there, 161, the third best in the comp, so you would have been good enough to finish the top three, but dropped a couple of games, so got to do it, come through about a double chance.
Yeah, it's going to make it tough, but we just lapse sometimes. We're a pretty young side still, so when you have those,
Inconsistency.
those like 10 minutes of not playing well is really bad. Like, we play really bad football, which lets the opposition just do their thing.
One more before we get to the finals. Mark Hulme wanted to know who was your favourite trainer.
Pretty easy one, Dad. He's there for the whole time, so seems like all the families like.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Close to the ratings.
Yeah.
Hey, how many occasions this year, because obviously you have guys unavailable when you've had the COVID situation, have you fielded your best 21 in the A grade?
I think we've only done it once, and I feel like it was against Torrens Valley the first time. So when we round whatever it was.
Oh, that was the
Round nine.
was that the Indigenous round?
Indigenous round, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would probably been. I'm pretty sure everyone played that game. So if we can get a full squad on the park, we can do a lot of damage. But anyone in that top five can do a lot of damage this year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because it's fairly, at stages of the season, and Birdwood have done a fantastic job to actually get there with the injuries and everything they've had. They look gone, but they've and poor old Mackie virtually had fifth spot virtually all the year, and then the last two rounds they fall. But the best side that you've played this year, not taking yourself out of premiership calculations, but who would you expect is the side? Well, obviously you've got to do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Who's the side that you will have to beat in the grand final?
I'd say Kangaroo. I can't. Like, they haven't really done anything wrong all year.
Yep.
They've dropped. I think they've only dropped 2. Is it?
Two to
They
Gum.
were both to Gum, but then Gum rolled Gum
Gum
by
the other week,
550 the other week.
Yeah.
So that's why honestly, anyone can win it because we've beat Birdwood, they beat us. The only team we haven't beaten is Kangaroo. And then even Meadows, like on their day.
Yeah.
So honestly,
Right.
no idea.
And just take us through this year, the evolution of the new Guernsey design.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea where that came from. It just happened.
Because the players didn't have any input.
No, I didn't. No. It just.
What do you think of the white one?
I was just saying the away one when you played Meadows. And
Yeah, it makes it better when we play Meadows. When we play them with our away strip, normal strip, you got no idea. You look for the shorts.
Yeah.
And even then, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the old Guernsey, but sometimes it's always good.
Got to change.
Yeah, change. So.
Yeah.
Sponsors and all that, new designs.
Yeah.
Tips?
All right, as we said, this weekend the finals actually start in the country division, and Saturday sees the qualifying final, because as you said, Kangaroo having a week off, only the 2 losses, finished minor premier, so well done to them, but a bit of deja vu to see how they go, because last year similar position, they went out in straight sets, so anyway, we'll talk about them next week. So Saturday, for the right to play Kangaroo in the second semi, it's Meadows taking on Gamaraka. Meadows finishing a game ahead, but Gamaraka having massive percentage, nearly 50 points more percentage, so obviously their firepower, and Gamaraka, as you said, losing the Kangaroo, but unbelievably, at one stage they'd lost to the 2 bottom sides, which were at the time were Torrens Valley and Kersbrook. So they've been a little bit inconsistent, the Magpies, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%. One of the old blokes I work with sometimes just tells me, he's like, he doesn't know which side's going to rock up today.
Yeah.
So if they don't rock up, Meadows will definitely shake them up, I reckon. So
Chip?
I'll go Meadows.
Because the game is actually at Kangaroo, I think.
Just down the road.
Down the road.
At
Down
your
the
room.
road, yeah.
Robbie?
I still say Gummeraka, even though I'm an Ironbank boy, Gummeraka will win the flag if it's fine, the Hannah boys. So if it's fine Saturday, Gummeraka, if it's wet, Meadows. So where they has it.
Oh, toss of the
Okay.
coin,
What,
John.
he's sitting on the fence at the Weather Bureau.
Yeah, they let you do that
It's
on
gonna be raining.
sports bet as well. You know, if it's wet, then
I'll have one
it's
each
not
bet,
that.
What, you want one or the other?
Well, that's what
Is
the
it raining?
viewers want. They want to go down to
Raining.
sports.
Straight to the
That's
point,
what
Rob.
it
Don't
is.
matter what the weather
You're
is.
the expert.
Gummeraka.
Thank you.
Meadows. That's what you do. You just say the team.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I reckon, I've been impressed with Gummeraka. Yeah, I think Gummeraka, and it might have been a bit of a wake-up call from a week against Kangaroo.
It was raining, mate.
Well,
what would you think?
Andrew Coombs been out for a while with the shoulder. He injured that against Kangaroo, obviously the captain. I did read that Dylan Harding left the ground last week, so that hopefully he's right. Just who's your male medalist to country division outside Ironbank?
Oh, Sam Hannah.
Right. Okay. I'll go Gum. 1 to
So you go.
1 to 6.
Meadows.
Meadows.
I'm going to go Meadows.
2 Meadows, 3 Gums.
Happy with that. Moving
All
on.
right, now we want to ask you who's going to win on the Sunday.
Might as well.
And, Meadows, Ironbank taking on Bergman, who I've said done a fantastic job to get there. In fact, even last week just lost by a goal against Kangaroo, but unfortunately a bit costly them.
Few injuries.
A few injuries, but just tell us how you rate Bergman, because they actually beat you the other week.
Yeah, they beat
at
us.
Ironbank,
Yeah, and it was Morgie's 200 as well, which was even worse. But they jumped us at the start. I think it was 5 goals to 1 maybe in the first quarter, and then it was just basically that just followed through the whole game. But no, if we play well, we'll beat them. That's it.
So Rateman playing?
I don't know yet. If Stu, it's big Stu.
I'm gonna have to end the live stream in about a minute just
Okay.
because of battery length, but we'll just round it out with the country games. But yeah,
Ironbank.
Ironbank.
Yeah, I think Ironbank.
Ironbank for me. Just for our live streamers here, thanks very much for tuning in, Simon. We'll only be on there for another 5 minutes or so, but Simon, thanks very much. Anything else for your listeners here?
To the family. Thanks for the
Yeah.
family for listening, because they're all the ones there.
Podcast spinning.
Yeah, it'll be podcast, but this will be up as well. I just wanted to make sure that it's up there. So
And make sure the peas are in the freezer when you get home.
He's hungry.
I'll upload this as a podcast. Keep listening, but yeah, this is over and out for the live stream. So thanks very much, everyone. We're only going to be here for another few minutes anyway. So yeah, all right. Thanks.